Start the countdown here. So I am gonna be starting a new series here. A little bit more rigidly structured. We're gonna take various decks into Magic and do historic events with them. And today, I'm gonna be playing Operation Dummbo Drop, which is a Quintoris combo deck. And we'll be getting started here in just a second. As soon as I figure out why the display isn't working. Okay. That's working. There we go. Alright, great. So I'm going to start these off. We're going to go over the deck, what it does, what it's trying to do, and then we're going to play a historic event with it and see how far it can go. And I'm just going to segment it out into just historic events. Oops. Alright, so this is a Cascade combo deck. We have 7 win conditions. Well, actually, like 7.5. So basically, we have a bunch of copy spells. You've probably seen it. We cascade into the copies, and our goal is to copy a whole bunch of Quintoris Cond. Every time we cast a spell from exile with this guy, he does 2 damage to each opponent, and we gain 2 life. Once we copy him with a Spark Double, he becomes non-unique, and we can continue making additional copies. So the amount of damage we deal each time scales up. All in all, we can deal like 60 to 80 damage, if depending on how much of our copies are in our deck. So the kind of the combo core of the deck, the cards that we can't really mess with, are these 15 cards. So we have 4 Spark Doubles, 4 Surgical Metamorphs. You can use other copy spells. I like this one because if you're on the draw, you can use this for 3 mana, and it can copy anything on the board, so we can use this to copy our opponent's stuff sometimes, and it is occasionally relevant. Quintoris Cond, our main win condition, we discover with this, we make a copy of itself, and then we discover again, and we keep doing that until we burn the opponent out. Trumpeting Carnosaur, it doubles as a burn spell, and also we're guaranteed to combo out if we play this as well, because we're going to cascade into either Quintoris or a copy. If we get a copy, we can play another Trumpeting Carnosaur until we get a Quintoris, and then we just combo out that way. So this is like the combo core of the deck. Then we have our control, or for ramp and potential like alternate win condition, we have Magma Opus 4X. This is here to ramp us. So turn 3 we can cast this, and then turn 4 we can combo out with Quintoris. Things like that. Our control cards, we have Roaring Furnace, Steaming Sauna. So the deck building conceit here is that basically nothing we have can cost less than 5 mana. So everything we're using has like alternate casts or flip spells and things like that. So Roaring Furnace allows us to have basically a decent sorcery speed burn spell. It deals damage to a creature equal to the number of cards in our hand. And it also gives us the ability to, in the late game, unlock Steaming Sauna to start drawing extra cards each turn and hopefully win the game that way. We are Domain, so we're playing Leyline Binding, and we'll get to that when we go to the lands. And then Consign is just a flexible bounce spell, return target non-land permanent. We can use this to bounce our own Leyline Bindings or Roaring Furnaces sometimes. We can also use it to bounce the opponent's stuff. It should probably be like this. And then finally we have Cunning Azure Scale. This is card selection. We basically, you can use, most of the time we're using Dividing Dive, secretly choose land or non-land, seek a card of the chosen kind. Let's go with 4 of this. But also, the 6 mana side is pretty relevant with this, because if we run into a control deck and we're having difficulties being able to combo out, this gives us another option. We can cast this at the end of the opponent's turn. We can force them to interact with us and try to get our spells through that way. The idea here being that, say we've been stymied, we haven't been able to get Quintoris or Trumpeting Carnosaur to stick, and maybe we might have some copy spells in our hand. Well, we can play this, choose non-land, re-gas up our hand, and then when we can play it at the end of the opponent's turn, and then when it rolls around to our turn, we can start just manually copying the dragon and win that way. We're running a mountain-based land package with 4 Oliphants for the mountain cycling primarily. We do this because red and white are our main colors, but we want the ability to quickly assemble Domain for Leyline Binding, and this gives us selection between all of our mountains. And that's also why we're running 1 each of all the mountain-based triomes. So because we do that, say if we start out with a triome, well, with any triome, we can get full Domain with 1 cycle. So if you have any of these in your starting hand, there will be another one that gives you full Domain. So like, for example, say you started with this, red, green, black. Then you need red, blue, white to have full Domain. So like turn 1, you can play this. Mountain cycle, turn 2, you play this, and then you have full Domain going forward. That's also why we have one-ofs. Things like red, black, and red, green, even though we're not using black and green spells. We have one of these so that we can complete our Domain if we want to, if we need an untapped land. We run 4 Sacred Foundries, so that's our primary color, red-white. We have 1 island, 1 mountain, 1 plains as our basics, 1 copy of Mistrized Village, and 1 copy of Cavernous Souls to kind of help us out against Counterspell. So eventually we would hit one of these 2. This would allow us to, say, cast our dragons, like I was just saying, at the end of their turn, or potentially name Dinosaur and cast our Carnosaur. This allows us to make any spell uncounterable. 1 Django, 2 red blues, 1 white blue, and 1 Ottawara. So that's our land base. Sideboard won't be relevant for what we're doing. I think I was using the sideboard to just jam in a bunch of stuff that could work in the deck. Like, because the deck building restrictions on this are pretty challenging to work around, because like you can only use spells that cost more than 5 mana, but you need to be able to interact early. So this plays out like kind of a Splinter 20 combo kill deck with control, but it's not like hardcore control. Like, it has usually enough control, like we're trying to bridge to turn 4 or 5 and try to combo out, and so our control is kind of focused on stalling rather than like fully controlling the game. Like, we might eat something with a Leyline Binding and then bounce something, and then we're trying to make the opponent have to play out and tap out, and then it comes around to our turn and we just play a Quintoris to win the game. So with that said, let's go play an event. This deck is pretty solid. I'm like top 500 right now in Mythic playing this. It's certainly, like, I don't think it's the best combo deck in the format, but it's pretty good. High Noon, we have control spells, so to fight against High Noon, you have to basically remove it. So Leyline Binding, bounce it at the end of their turn. Uh, you could also just like beat in with dragons. Same thing for any of the like kind of you only cast one spell per turn or things that stop us. We're counting on like our control cards to get us there. Alright, this looks fine. I just play this tapped, and then we can seek a land. We basically were a pseudo control deck, so you got to rely on your control spells to like make the board state viable for comboing out. Alright, so this is the turn we're going to use Magma Opus to ramp. We would love for an opponent to tap out here because we would just win the game if he does. We're not in a hell of a lot of danger. I'm debating, because if he has... yeah, let's do this. We're just gonna make a land, or I'm gonna actually wait to combo. I'm gonna hold a Leyline Binding this turn, and then if we combo out with Trumpet and Carnosaur, we're not vulnerable to getting Galvanic Blasted, and opponent's been leaving 1 mana up this whole time. So I don't trust them. Alright, take it. Take it, take it. Sure. We will cycle this for a land so that we don't miss our land drop on this turn in case they do have an answer for the Carnosaur. We can try again with Quintoris next turn. This basically makes it so that we don't die to Galvanic Blast. We're going to copy the Marionette Apprentice here. And then copy it again. We knew he had something. But that is why we went with Carnosaur first. Sure. Are we dead? I don't think so, right? We take 6. Can block 3. Ooh, that might kill us though. 6. Yeah, we're dead. Fair enough. And then sack everything? Alright. Sure. Maybe it was the wrong play. I mean, it's hard to say. I was expecting Galvanic Blast and it was Fragment Reality, which means that if we'd played Quintoris, we might have actually won. But I think 9 times out of 10 it's Galvanic Blast there. Hey, buddy. Alright, what do we got? We have Domain. We have Ramp. Looks fine to me. Is everybody just playing red-white energy like little bitches? Oh, that's new. Another creature you control enters, deals 1. So play this, that way we can hold up Consign, make their go as awkward as possible, because like we're gonna bounce the Sharpshooter here probably when he casts a creature spell. Take the 1. I don't want him to just be able to replay it. Ooh. Alright, so I'm gonna bounce the Ocelot Pride, actually. Never mind. Bounce this. Alright, we need one more land. That is not a land. No. Alright. I think we want to cycle. I mean, I think we want to ramp here because he stepped out. If we draw land, we just win the game. Yikes. Yep. Yep. That's our shot. So, actually, shit. That Goblin Bombardment's a problem. It. I'm just trying to reduce damage right now. Like, the Goblin Bombardment's a problem because it can kill Quintoris, so we have to take care of that. So we basically need a land. Okay, that's good. And to not die. So we're gonna have to bounce the Bombardment before his attack step. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're fine. Let's see what this reveals. Let's consign this. That's fine. Like, him sacrificing these is what we want. Because, like, these could attack. So, like, this is damage neutral. It's actually... we just can't allow him to hit us and sacrifice, and I think we're fine. He should really just be sacrificing the things that have Summoning Sick. He can still win, actually. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Unlucky. So let's see, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's lethal. All right. Well, it is what it is. Just awkward. Hopefully we don't go 0-3. I can win games with this deck, I promise. We literally win the game on the next turn if we survive that attack. But, like, the, Goblin Bombardment is awkward for us. Because, like, when we win Taurus, he only has one loyalty left, so you have to be careful about stuff like that. Go for a non-land here since we have a pretty good stock of land. And then we can kill that token next turn with... I don't usually sit on removal with this deck. Yeah, that's good. We just want to slow them down as much as possible. Because, like, next... Okay, so we hit this turn. Next turn, we play a tap land, create a treasure, and then the turn after we can Carnosaur. Cleric class. Carnosaur. And Taurus. Spark double. Alright. We got there with this one. So at least we didn't get completely wiped out. Could be worse. Our opponent the polite good game there. It's a fun combo because it's like a vampire combo. Also, this would be pretty ridiculous in a multiplayer game, although then you would probably be playing singleton formats. Alright, it could end right here. Nah, we got this. Double A line, no white mana. I think we go for it because assuming we can hit a white, we're good. We can cycle this for a land. Oh, there we go. Alright, so we just need white, red. White, red, blue, since we can't do it this turn anyway. And then next turn we play either one of these triumphs and we're down to 1 mana bindings. Okay. Sure. I mean, this is just like free binding, right? No brainer. And we may try to cast it, like hard cast the Azure Scale actually. Since we have so many lands here, I'm just gonna grab red white. Yeah, we're gonna try that. So we will treasure at the end of his turn, and then at the end of his next turn we'll cast Azure Scale. And then the turn after that, we'll cast Carnosaur, and hopefully it's just going to be more than he can cope with. Now we can start tossing dragons out. Card advantage dragons. This is really a really good card in this scenario because like he has to counter it basically. And we can just keep forcing counter spells. Sure. If we ever hit here. Keep forcing it. It's a cycle. Signs of desperation here. Alright. Pick up 2 new non-land cards here. Grab a land, no reason to miss our land drop here. Slam Quintoris. Win the game. Yeah, so once you get 2 Quintorises, it's over. Can't really whiff anymore. And that's part of what makes this deck good, is like it has just enough control to kind of usually keep up with the aggro decks and just enough like non-control to have options against like full control decks. Like we just, it's nice. It's like the dragon was a really good addition because it's like it can be a land or a spell, and also in the late game like it's a must counter because it's a card advantage 5/5 flying with flash that gives you 2 non-land spells when you already have enough mana to cast everything in your deck. And also, because we run so many copy spells, there's a very real line where like you cast a dragon at the end of their turn, and then when your turn rolls around, you just copy the dragon, go get 2 more non-creature spells. So keep this because we can Leyline on turn 2 and Metamorph on turn 3. Alright, this might be tricky. Hopefully he just plays the enchantment. Yeah, that's perfect. We take the enchantment away. That's a good draw too. That's pretty scary. So we got 2 options. We could ramp here and be able to combo out next turn, but I don't think that's right. I think we got to do this. That's unfortunate. Sure. Alright, we take 5. We do have a bounce spell for next turn. Red, blue, I think. Okay, we have to stall one more turn. What is our best bet? I could metamorph the Leyline Binding, but I think bouncing it has the same effects. Okay. Oh boy. What's that? Ossification. Doesn't cast it. Okay, great. Love it. We take 4, I think. Should win. Unless he has a way to flip that, which I don't think he does. He can buff 1. We take 5. 5 and win. Great. Love it. Alright, and this lets us claw our way back into positive life totals. But it's not going to matter because eventually we're going to hit a spark double. And then we'll have more than one Quintoris. And once you get one copy that's not unique, all the rest of the copies can copy that copy instead of the original, and all your copy spells become additional duplicates. The elephant rain begins. It was close. It was pretty dang close. All right. Can we break even after going 0-2 in the first 2 games against the same deck with 2 different players? Can we break even? If we win this, we break even. This is fine. We have a removal spell. We can cycle twice. We can copy something. Oh boy. Eldrazi Woodland. Okay. He gets a pretty bad mill there. I think we want to just go for a land. Because we're on the ramp game plan here. We're gonna ramp next turn and we'll play land and copy a land. Okay, Atraxa is fine. No Omniscience. Rumble's Godfarer's Gift. We can't cast it yet. Next turn, we're getting hit with at least Atraxa. gonna be make or break here. We either need Quintoris. We can take a hit with Atraxa. Okay. Alright. So we take the hit. Go ahead. Because he doesn't have omniscience or anything, so getting hit with the tracks is not a huge deal. But he'll definitely be able to combo out next turn. But so can we, so I think we're good. Discard the Omniscience and the Ulamog. But we're casting Carnosaur. Should win here. Come on. One, two, 4, 5. We should have 3 left. Definitely Quintoris. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have one more, but we can't hit the Carnosaur. And oh no, we didn't have one more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, I can't believe we lost like this. We just had really bad RNG not hitting Quintoris up front and having 2 copies in our hands. Okay. It's only one creature. I've made a counting error. Oh, because I ramped. So it's actually even worse. Yeah, we're dead. Yeah. That changes the math. So, like, we could have sacrificed 10 permanents and clapped back and won, but all he had to do was have another one of his, like, big bombs. So we went 3 and 3. I'm gonna play one more. Just a second. Gonna restart the stream here.